Now let's talk China. Now, when we hear the word China, for some people, particularly in the West, dangerous, scary, going to take over the world. But after living there, studying there, and backpacking all over China, my impression that China is a really, really cool place. China is big. Probably the first thing that comes to mind is China has a big population. China has 20% of the world's population at 1.4 billion people. Now that's like 58 Australias. China is diverse. China has the most wonderful fusion of old meets new. You have ancient temples in Beijing, futuristic skylines in Shanghai. You could go watch some traditional Peking opera and then go sing KTV all night. In the northeast, you've got freezing winters of negative 30 degrees. In the northwest, you've got steaming hot deserts. In the south, you've got wonderful beaches. And then in the middle, you've got rice paddies, 4,000 meter tall mountains, and a really, really long wall. And this all means China is beautiful. Some of the most memorable experiences I've had going around China traveling include going down the Li River from Guilin to Yangshuo, standing on the border of North Korea and China at Changbai Mountain, and standing on top of Mountain Hua, watching the sunrise. And China can be strange. The toilets can come as a bit of a shock. You've got these really, really creative English translations, and dancers out the front of hairdressing salons. Yeah. China really, really likes dancing. And China is yummy. Some of my favorite Chinese foods include Shanghai dumplings, Chongqing hot pot, and those delicious rou jia mo. And it's no secret, China is powerful. We hear things about China's GDP, military, but some of the things that I personally think really illustrate well how influential China is becoming are examples like Wanda, which is a Chinese company that recently bought Hoyt's, an Australian cinema chain, and also bought AMC, the second largest cinema chain in America. Or companies like Alibaba, which recently had the largest IPO in history on the New York Stock Exchange for 25 billion American dollars. But most of all, China is awesome. There's so many things that I really, really like about China at the moment. One of which is Taobao, which is kind of like the equivalent of eBay, but just on a whole nother level. In fact, China invented its own festival on the 11th of November, where if you're a single, you can buy stuff for yourself. I'm also a really big fan of the Chinese mobile application WeChat. It's kind of like WhatsApp in terms of that you can send messages to each other, but then it also incorporates elements of like Facebook's wall feed, Instagram, and you can also use it to buy all kinds of things. And then there's Chinese TV shows like You Are the One. It's a Chinese dating show where there's one male contestant and then there's various female contestants that line up on stage. You either get the girl or you don't get the girl. This is literally my favorite TV show on earth. China is different, but different can be good. So for anyone that's considering studying Chinese or going to China for travel or even just ordering Shanghai dumplings at your local Chinese restaurant, I would totally recommend it. They taste really good.